Let's talk about it. It is Friday.
Thursday. Oh, Friday, yeah.
Yeah, it'll
By
be
the time it
posted
posts.
Friday. Yeah. But yeah, so we're back with some more things to talk about. And we are going to be talking about today iPad kids or tablet kids. Is that what they call them? I guess.
Your kids?
Anyways, my kids are not. You know what? I think that I don't care, but I do care because our kids are not tablet kids or iPad kids, whatever. But I see why some people would, I guess, think that.
Define a tablet kid.
Let's go. Okay, a kid that is on their tablet all the time, like they take their tablets to the bathroom, they take their tablets to eat. They just like that's like their right hand man. Their tablets.
Attached to it.
They're attached to it. They're on their tablet more than anything else. Mm-hmm. So that's kind of what I define as like a tablet kid. And like if you take that tablet from them, they're breaking down. It's almost like they can't function without a tablet. That's what I consider a tablet kid.
That's pretty bad.
Yep. So I would not say that's our kids. But our kids do have tablets and they do spend time on it. So we're not going to act like our kids don't. So I guess we could kind of just discuss a little bit more about like if we agree or don't agree with tablet kids. So my first thing is, the schools started back. For most people, schools already started back. So this summer was really like a challenge for us to try to monitor tablet time because they had so much free time. However, our kids do like to go outside and touch grass. We do family events. And when we do family events, I want to say 90% of the time tablets are not allowed in the car. And then we also eat as a table. We eat at the table as a family, and tablets are most definitely not allowed. You cannot use your tablet even if you're eating a cookie, a bag of chips. You most definitely not. You go to the table and you put your tablet down. And then I like that school started because we can monitor a little bit more about the time they're spending because they come home, our kids, which is crazy because homework is optional now, but we still make them do homework every day when they come home. So that also occupies their time. We have Nehemiah, who's like heavy in sports. So he'll probably get a couple of hours of tablets a day, especially on the weekdays. And then the last two.
Who determines that they get tablet time? Or how do you determine they get tablet time? Or you don't take it away, or how do they deserve it?
That's a good one. You want to answer that?
Well, sure. I think for us it's privilege, right? Mm-hmm. It's a privilege to have a tablet. So if you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing, whether that be school or, school starts falling, grades start falling, or something that's taking your priority from something important you're supposed to do, especially a kid that just has school. His obligation is school and just being a good kid and,
Yeah.
But if that's kind of following and trickling down, that's where privileges start getting taken away, and that's where a lot of people can lean on taking away that privilege because it's not a gift. It is a gift, but it's more of a privilege because we allow them to have tablet time, right?
Yeah. And the only thing I could think about is a little bit, because Nehemiah is obviously an 8th grader now, but I think we first kind of got a glimpse of, games and tablets when Nehemiah was in 1st grade. And I remember we used to let him play a couple of hours on Fortnite on the weekdays. And then I remember one time we were doing homework and he couldn't say what his ABCs, and he was like,
well, I think what happened was he went to school, knew everything, fantastic.
Yeah.
Went to the next year, started off, we thought he was starting off strong.
Yeah.
But then when we evaluated him, it was he didn't even know how to say his ABCs anymore.
Well, he forgot.
This was very young,
yeah. And that's when we were like, whoa, wait a minute. So we cut off no gaming on the weekdays for him. And it was just, I think that was kind of a wake up call that like these games consume so much of their time and they're so consumed with it that they're forgetting.
It's not educational, right?
Yeah, it's not. So we stopped that, and then gradually privilege, we would give him an hour a day when he started doing better in school, which he did
Started
because
improving grades and doing good, and
because now
slowly integrated.
Now Nehemiah is an honor roll student. But I feel like just seeing that, or also I feel like if your kid is kind of struggling, we should probably take back some game time or tablet time and focus on just helping them, because I strongly believe that teachers are supposed to teach, but I don't think it stops there, especially with kids who struggle a little bit with reading or math. Like, the kids need to come home, and parent needs to also pour into them as well. I remember where somebody was giving us backlash.
About what?
Never mind.
Yeah, she's lying. No one gave me backlash. Anyways, but I think more for that, I think what she said lays back to the responsibility of teachers, right? Because they spend so much time with them. So I feel personally, if my kid is failing, but he's going to the school, of course, the school system, a lot of people, we can argue about whether it's good, bad, it doesn't help at all. But me personally, at least our experience from schools down south is pretty positive.
Yeah.
So I feel like they do feed into our kids and actually do educate them. But I think if they're failing, is solely upon the teacher, the way she's teaching them. Or maybe it is he's a little slower to learn or stuff like that. But I feel like at the end of the day, it's a teacher's fault. Just how you point the finger if you take your son do sports or anything, and they're not good at it. Mind you, if he's not good at a sport, he's not good at it. But if you're trying to help him improve in certain skill sets, and it's not helping, I think it kind of falls down to the teacher as well, or their teaching ability. Because not everyone's a teacher.
Yeah.
And even though they are called teachers.
I disagree with that 100%. I feel like we have to give the teacher is in a room with 19, 21 kids. So she cannot give her all to these kids. So I just think that's just not fair to say for people who are teaching, even when it comes to sports or things of that. You could teach a kid just like you could take the horse. What's the saying? You could take the horse, drink the water, but you can't force it. I feel like you could prepare these kids and give these kids with the right material, but some kids learn differently, and a teacher does not have time to tend to every way a kid learns differently. Some kids learn visually or physically or auditory. Yeah.
Auditorability? I don't know.
Anyways, I can't say that word right now, but they learn differently. So I would say that's not fair. And that's why I say that it's also up to the parent when that child come home to also do their part. But I also understand that some parents just don't have the time to do that. And that's why I thought it was interesting that homework is optional now, which blows me because I don't think it should be. But the teacher even made a comment during his orientation that she gets it. Parents are busy and have life. That's why she's making it optional to do homework. But I don't say it's the teacher's fault if that kid is not making progress. She probably just can't give that kid the attention that kid needs. And I don't think that's fair to say that. But
yeah, but even growing up, some teachers are just teachers. Some teachers, as far as I grew up, they just did it for the check, right? That's all they cared about.
Yeah.
So I feel like there's a lot of, like I said, you could go back and forth on argument, but at the end of the day, I get it that you have to kind of feed into your kids as well if they're struggling. But as a parent, I get parents get busy and stuff like that, but you as a parent, I feel like you have to make time for that because they didn't choose to be here, so you have to be that person that help wherever the slacking is, regardless if you got a billion things going on. I know some things are hard and some people got double jobs or whatever it may be, but it wasn't their choice to be here. So you owe it to them to help them as much as you can possibly, even if it's something slight. I'm not saying you have to become a one-on-one tutor with him and teach him pre-calculus because, I surpassed my parents in math.
I don't even know what pre-calculus is.
Once I passed the 6th grade, because after that they couldn't even help me with my homework. So, I guess it kind of plays into that factor. But
but
going back to the tablets, so
oh my gosh, we so got off topic.
Yeah, you did.
So with the tablets, I don't know. I think with the tablets, it's something that needs to be monitored, like how much hours your kids are spending on the tablet. And there's times where because school starts back, so I feel like I'm being a little bit more lenient on the weekdays. But also we have kids that enjoy going outside. So we have kids that be like, hey, everybody, we're going outside. Tablets will get put down, no problem, and they'll go outside or we'll go for a walk on the trails. That's that's not a problem, or we'll go venture out and go out to eat, or go bowling or do something. So it's not a problem. I just think like finding that balance, but I also just have so much empathy for those parents that are both working jobs that don't have the energy to pour into their children. However, I think that that's another conversation, because your kids should be your priority. But at the same time, I'm
And you have to provide for them and everything too.
yeah.
But
So
like I said,
it's very conflicting.
that's why hopefully
Feeling.
you pick the right person to do life with, and you vetted all that stuff.
Yeah.
So then when it comes down to it and you have to handle business and have kids,
Yeah.
it's not just a one person thing, which I know now in society how life's set up is just very hard, but that's why.
Yeah. And I think for us that we have to be like really understanding that we're coming from a place of so much privilege, even like having this conversation, because we both are like very present in our kids' life, and we have been blessed to be very financially okay. We're not rich by no means, but we're okay. Bills are paid. We have to budget. We have to be tight at times. The bills are paid, but we are so fortunate to be able to spend so much time and not have to both work full-time jobs. So I feel like even this conversation could be like, you guys are so privileged. You guys have no idea what it feels like, because even when I was a stay-at-home mom, you worked, and then I was stay-at-home mom, or when I worked, you did the stay-at-home dad thing. So we were always so privileged to, they both got either one parent, like they got all of you or all of me. So I feel like this talk, I just want to be mindful, like we're coming from a very privileged place that some parents don't have that.
It, right? I think I guess, I don't want to say it's a lucky thing that you draw someone, you're like, yes, I found a perfect person, but that's where you kind of have to build it together and be hopefully one as you grow together. Of course, you're going to have your battles and stuff like that, but that's why you pick who you pick, and you're very careful who you pick, because you know, if I pick someone that I was just over here single life, party life, and all they wanted to do was just, hot girl summer, and that's the way she thought, I'm not going to expect that if I were to do something with her, she's not going to bring that to a relationship, because that's just who she is, right? Versus someone that I met, they say at a coffee shop somewhere modest, or like
A coffee shop is modest.
I mean, whatever, coffee shop. I mean, at the store you see someone, or just randomly. It's not like an environment I stuck myself into because I want to find something. I went to a party, I went to the club, I went this because I'm not saying all bad people come from that, but it's not the best as a person sometimes when you're looking for people there, because there's a lot of people, showing out this, doing this, trying to get attention. So I think you have to be very careful on that. But
I feel like we're everywhere in this video, and back to tablets. So let's just talk about some things that we do that we feel like you can, because some parents don't even do tablets. Like some parents don't even like introduce a tablet to their kid at all. And I respect that as well. So I would like to say that if you do tablet time or you don't do tablet time, I don't judge you as a parent, but I would say what works for us is that you need to make sure that you are doing your part as far as like schooling and education. And if you're not, like we're going to come home, for example, baby Jose, our second,
Jose.
he needs to come home and he needs to do homework. And right now we're really focusing on reading. So when he comes home, he needs to do reading homework, and we need to make kind of that our focus before anything else. So like I said, they come home a little later. So then when we get the schooling, the things out the way, then that's when he could, do tablet time, and then we eat, and then we get ready. So it's not as much a big deal on the weekdays now because school's starting. Like I said, Nehemiah doesn't get off till 4:30. Nehemiah comes home. He'll probably hop on his tablet for a little, but then Nehemiah also likes to go outside and do another like little quick workout or play catch with you. So
for friends.
Yeah, so we don't really, like I said, if you keep your kids occupied, sometimes tablets won't even be too much of a distraction. I feel like with Noah, because Noah starts schools next week, but this week we slowly like, okay, Noah, when you wake up in the morning, we're going to learn how to trace your name, or we're going to learn something. So I think it's just being intentional with your time with your kids. And I think that's what it boils down to. But you did say a good point that like you think some parents give their kids tablets just like as a distraction.
It's an easy button.
Yeah, it is.
It's when a kid throwing a tantrum, or they're bored and they're irritating parents or something. I feel like it's an easy way to just take tablet, go sit down somewhere, and you ignore them. And I feel like sometimes that kind of gets abused, or maybe at the time you do need them to get occupied and you don't, because you're doing this or you're cooking or something, you need them out. But sometimes, just a quick button because you don't want to deal with them.
Yeah,
I
it's
feel
like a parent. Like you're making that like being a parent instead of you being the parent.
Yeah. Because then it's like, okay, well then now you're mad the way your child's acting because of the tablet, but you're the one that's kind of kept that. I don't want to say it's like a negative thing, but it's kind of something you kind of slowly progress, because it's not something that happens quickly. Then you kind of just quickly just threw a tablet to his face just because you don't want to hear the crying or deal with them, or because you didn't want to put in that effort or work into the child as well.
Yeah,
so.
and trials and error, because I remember, and this is the thing too, like we're only speaking about this because we kind of experienced, like, okay, I feel like our kids are too much into the tablets now, like, so we kind of speaking from experience, because I remember last time we went on our last family vacation, you brought the tablets, which I did not like because we never bring the tablets when we're traveling, but last time we went to California, you bought the tablets, and it was really, I didn't like it, and you didn't think it was a big deal at the time, but I even do things like that. Like when we go on family vacations, I don't want to bring the tablet because I don't want it to consume them. But also, we were staying for a good amount of time.
Yeah, but I did it more because of the airplane time, right? Because we had airplane time, and it was about 6.5 hours in flight time.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'd rather have them kind of be occupied in the airplane than try to, be fussy and irritate everyone else.
And see, and with me, I think the opposite, because even it was funny because I was telling somebody too, like I refuse to pay for Wi-Fi on a plane. Like I would be bored if they have a TV, I'm watching TV, I'm playing a game. And if we are, we don't have the airplane that has a TV, like I'm just going to be bored for those amount of hours. And there's some games on your phone that you can play that.
But I think it's easier for an adult to be bored than a kid, because I mean, mind you, toddlers, 4, 3 years old, it's kind of hard to keep them sitting down in an airplane for 6.5 hours. Like,
but they're not toddlers. Our kids are not toddlers.
Well, not no more. Yeah. But as they grow, they get older, so they could kind of manage their time. We could kind of force a little bit more, but I feel like you kind of have to.
And I think that's the problem with like kids and just adults in general, is like the dopamine that we get from like fast paced, like we want them to be occupied, but sometimes I feel like as adults and in children, we just need to sit for hours and not do anything, and that's okay. Like you could be on a plane for 5-6 hours and not do anything, and that's okay. I could say if you see their toddler, which is like 2 and 3, but I feel like at the age of 5 and 6, like they should be able to sit down for those hours, take a nap. We could probably, and I think this is a good conversation, because next time we could probably bring something like a book or coloring or something that doesn't involve the tablets. But I get what you're saying, but I also think like it's just like this, and I'm guilty of it too, so I'm speaking about this because it's something that I feel like convicted of. It's like these tablets, these phones are just consuming so much of our times, and it's so hard to get away from that. And I even struggle with that. I think with
the tablets, you have to monitor what they're watching too, because it's just crazy what kids can see nowadays. So it's not just give your kids a tablet and you think they're going to be educational and stuff like that, because even as much as we monitor our kids' stuff and we have parental controls, there's things that it just slips in there, or they consider okay, and it's just like, well, like how do you even consider this? Yeah. And we either report it or we kind of have to maximize parent control.
Yeah, or have that conversation with them, like this is not okay to watch.
Yeah, so especially with the young ones, like I remember Nehemiah did a pretty good job at it, and he kind of teaches his brothers, but it's like when they hear something or a bad word or something, I tell them either they can't listen to it, because if I hear it, then they're going to get in trouble, because what are they listening to? But sometimes, like I said, it kind of sneaks in there. I don't know how the algorithms work and what is allowed and not allowed, but when they hear it, they're pretty good at, let me change it or not see this because it's saying bad stuff or inappropriate stuff. So they'll kind of keep scrolling and go back to whatever little Roblox stuff.
And I think that is something that is such an issue, because we even have like, I see those like trends that like tell me you grew up as like a tablet kid, and you have adults that are like in their 20s that need to like watch something while they're eating. You see those people that like have to have something on while they're eating, and I most definitely see that. And these people are in their they're like 18, they're in their 20s, and they have to watch something while eating. So I think it's just interesting to see how how our devices have just consumed us overall. But like I said, we're making this video because we're not perfect and we struggle with these things too. But I thought it was something important. Like I thought it was interesting to talk about for families that do have children. It's just be more aware of, how much time you spend on it, and are we using...
I got something to interject. How about parents that utilize their own screen time while their kids have screen time? So it's like you not monitoring your own screen time.
Yeah.
But you're trying to monitor your kids' screen time.
Yeah.
Ooh. So parents that are stuck on screens, but they expect their kids not to do it, but they're showing a different example.
No, that's good. And I feel like that's me at times. So I just would call myself, I feel like that's me at times, to the point where it was getting so bad that I had to take like a detox from my phone, like on social media. So there'd be times where like, hey, you're going to take a couple of days off of social media because you're so consumed in it. I don't know. It's like I said, it just consumes all of us.
The death scrolling.
I know. TikTok is the worst for me. And now that I don't have a job and I'm not employed, I've noticed this so much and it bothers me. Like I'm more aware of like, Raven, wow, what have you sent him? Like
127 TikToks.
Stop it. More like 50 a day, but that's still a lot.
50 within 2 hours.
That's still a lot because you just have to be more productive. So I told myself and then also I try to get up and not be so quick to hop on social media. And I don't all the time, but I try to read my word. Or I downloaded this app that kind of is like a app that you read about how to communicate better, how to be more productive with your life, and giving you pointers. So I try to download those things to consume it. However, it is a work in progress. And I just want to spread awareness of how our phones are consuming the heck out of us, and parents and children. So this is not to bash people because we struggle for it too, but I think it's something worth bringing up and talking about. We need to just be more aware of it, but it's so hard because you talk, like you said, it's a good point. You're talking about your kids, but look at you. You're not leading by example.
I feel like the biggest thing, I think for me, is a big flex when your kids are a reflection of you.
Yeah.
So when you're out in public and people see, they'll see quick off your kids or even off your wife or whatever, your reflection of how you do business in your home, right? Because if someone's being bad in the store and they just talking reckless with their mom at the grocery store or something, you kind of already know. I'm not judging their parenting, right? I'm not trying to, but you could kind of tell it's not the best, right? Whatever they're doing is not working. Versus, someone that is respectful, whatever. Or even when sometimes when I go to the grocery store, someone opens me the door and it's a kid and they're like, oh, they have manners, or thank you. And he's like, no problem, sir. Like you kind of tell what kind of, I guess you could say, not saying that that's the defining factor, but they have some stuff instilled in them where it's kind of positive. So I think that's where it comes.
And then those kids, are you could tell the difference between those kids and the tablet kids.
Yeah.
I feel like you could tell a difference just in how they interact, and it just
they're
says
more social. They're not awkwardly, just an awkward person. Because I feel like even tablet kids, they don't know how to socialize a lot either because they're just stuck on, being on tablet and isolate themselves, and they kind of confined in what they're watching, or because it consumes a lot of their time, and their little brain's not developed as ours. So what we watch we might think, okay, this is fake or whatever, but even with
especially
this
with AI,
this new AI stuff, how realistic certain things can, and this feeding your kids, and it's just they're kind of getting, I feel like, validation. That's why I like tablets, but I don't like tablets. I like an aspect of how quick they can learn, and certain things they have and they can provide for us, right? Because it helps us. But at the same time, if you're not monitoring it, it can be a very negative thing, because then they could go down a rabbit hole that is just validating them, or they're seeing things that is just questions everything that you're trying to teach them, and then they see an AI thing and they're like, wait, I seen this. How's this? Because my kids, the crazy thing about our kids when they do tablet time or whatever, most of the AI stuff they see is just like these crazy animals, right? Like this giant Balboa snake in the middle of the Congo and just attack the airplane or something. And my kids over here like, oh my God, look at this. Or look at these bugs and how big they are. They're like as big as dogs. And, they kind of start asking questions like, is this real? And, because to them, everything is real till you tell them it's not. So, so I think that's where.
But social media can be educational, especially YouTube. Like, people learn how to tie their shoes. People learn how to tie a tie. Like, it can be very productive. I remember I went to a conference and it talked about this generation now, which is, what is this Gen X or Gen Z? What is the generation?
I don't know. I don't keep up with it.
I think it's Gen X. I don't know. But this generation
I
reported
think it's
being
just
more.
an excuse for people to act how they act.
This generation is more lonely because they're consuming more time on social media. So they are the most depressed generation because they are more in social media than like out socializing. And I learned a lot from that conference that I did, but that was one thing that always stood out to me because of so much social media that this generation is reporting more depression because of it, because there's so much consumed on the social media that they're not socializing. So I just think as a parent, it's just something to be so mindful of, but also don't be too hard on yourself. But I do think that like we really, as parents, especially as millenniums, we have to like take a step back and really question, okay, like is these tablets like helping, or should we monitor it, and what are they learning? Because sometimes they'll go upstairs and we're not monitoring every second of what they're watching, and that's where predators and a lot of things can happen. We do have a lot of parental control that really help us, but like I said, there's cracks through that,
loopholes.
Yeah,
so but yeah, that's good.
Yeah, so this was a little, I don't know, I feel like I don't know if it was boring or not, but I think that it was just something worth talking about. And like I said, like what we said before, if you guys have anything you guys want us to talk about, please comment below. But if not, we just appreciate you guys for watching the videos, and hopefully we're trying to find new things to do. So yeah, we just want to make it fun.
Yeah, and I think this might be our last video, or maybe,
Oh
I
yeah,
don't know.
yeah. Let me. You know what? I
Because
want to
next
show my
Friday-
belly because I feel like people don't see how big this thing is. Like, how many times I get asked if I'm having twins? I feel like with the position I'm in, I just look wide, but I am a lot of belly. So this will be our last week, and we're gonna take a break
next
because
Friday is when she's having the baby. So
8 more days.
Yep, 8.
Yep.
8 days.
Baby boy will be here, so we might take a break.
Or I don't know if we take a video and just kind of walk through the process.
Ooh, well, that's gonna be
Maybe
you.
not, but
yeah, we'll
I
see.
don't know. We'll see.
We'll see.
Just to see if y'all want to see that. But
But
yeah,
thank you for those who did watch, and we'll see you next time.
see ya.